Matrix, and in the surprise hit of the summer, The Sixth Sense. The story of the 1999 Knicks is a supernatural tale in and of itself, filled with miraculous comebacks and improbable plays, including perhaps the most improbable play ever seen at the Garden. The NBA has always been a league of personalities.
Rodman to the rim, he scores! Bulls getting all the hustle points again. Unbelievable! Reggie hits the three!
And the Knicks have had their share.
And the breakaway to Mason. The Garden is alive. Finds Oakley. Yes, and it counts.
And Larry Johnson was certainly one of them.
Johnson for three.
Larry Johnson is really showing that he's got a lot of heart and a lot of tenacity this afternoon.
And the numbers will not even come close to showing the impact he had on that team.
In the locker room, he was probably as much of a leader as anybody I've ever played with, just because he connected with every single person, and he demanded the respect of everybody.
I can tell you without qualification, he was the most unselfish player, best teammate I've ever coached.
Larry Johnson made the pass, Hamby the slam.
Johnson arrived in New York in 1996 as a body-banging power forward
Followed by Johnson. And draws the foul.
with a deceptively sharp shot.
Johnson wide open, and he banks in the three. LJ.
But by the end of the '99 season, Johnson, along with the rest of the Knicks, was running on fumes.
The '99 team, they were a good team, but it was a strike-shortened season. And they were banged up, and they just weren't playing to their level.
People don't remember '99 that we had to win 6 out of our last 8 games just to make the 8th seed. So going into those last 8 games, that was our playoffs. We had already prepared for the playoffs, and we didn't have anything to lose.
Ain't no way they're going to stop this show. Ain't no way. No, 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 no.
Flush with momentum, the 8th-seeded Knicks took the playoff train south for a first-round matchup with their least favorite Eastern Conference foe, the heavily favored Miami Heat.
Mismatch on Johnson, Morning. Quick ball it up to Porter for three. That was perfection.
The Knicks battled to a decisive Game 5.
Larry Johnson against Morning. Spinning and scoring. Big time move by LJ. Sprewell right at the rim. And one. A dagger by Dan Marley. Alonzo Mourning has 21 points. Miami goes up 1.
But trailing by 1 point with 4.5 seconds left on the clock, they were down to their last chance.
There's some confusion right here. They got to get the ball in the air, and they're struggling. Sprewell, 6 seconds. Out of bounds. New York will get it, but only 4.5 left in the game.
And the play was for me to get a pick under the basket, and I was to come up to the top of the key and try to make something happen.
The Knicks have to get themselves 2 chances to tie or win the ball game.
And my whole thought was to try to get as good a shot as possible. When I let it go,
Out of Houston. Houston gets under.
I thought it was short. And when it dropped,
Got it!
I really didn't know what to do. I mean, I was so excited, so I just took off running.
The series winner with 0.8 of a second left.
The Knicks finished the first round of the playoffs the same way they finished their regular season, barreling through an unsuspecting opponent.
78-77 New York wins with an 8 over a number 1, only the second time in NBA history.
They rode that confidence all the way to an Eastern Conference Finals matchup with the Indiana Pacers.
Entry pass, Smith is wide open. Dudley lost it, and Rick Smith makes it pay. Childs behind the back, got it. Reggie Miller notches the three-pointer. Thomas can't hit, put up and in by Camby.
Trailing by 3 with less than 12 seconds remaining, the Knicks were desperate and hoping for the impossible.
The Indiana Pacers, they're unbeaten on the road in the playoffs, and they lead New York 91-88 with 11.9 seconds left.
Going out there on the court, only thing I would say, if you get a clean look at a three, you take it.
And is it time to go for three? Time to take the quick first available score.
If you don't try to get something at the basket, you get the 2 points, you foul, maybe they miss free throws.
They got to get that three-pointer to go down. Now, if they miss any shot, the game is over.
The Knicks put their best inbound guy, was I think Charlie Ward.
It's Ward, Childs, Sprewell, Houston, and Larry Johnson back in.
You sure Larry Bird has told his guys, don't foul on a three?
The play was supposed to be a similar play, you know, for me to come up, try to get me open. This time, they played the play much better.
Ward had it tipped. Johnson made a good catch. Johnson.
He went up.
Johnson is fouled. It's unbelievable.
When you see the shot from the Garden, where it's from the end zone, and you see how the crowd explodes.
The Garden literally lifted off of the ground.
The entire crowd just came up as one. The whole building goes off as if there was TNT under every seat, and they dropped the plunger. There's 19,673 people standing up as one unit. Bing, when he hit that shot.
It still sends chills up and down my back when I see it.
And it just goes to show how smart Knicks fans were. Because not only did they see the shot go in, they saw the arm go up. Maybe you don't react that way if you just hit a three-pointer, but they knew he had a chance to make the 4-point play. Crazy.
There's pandemonium everywhere. Chris Childs sprints up to Larry Johnson, and before he can even get excited, he says, "You got to make the free throw."
And now he's got to make one, and when they rushed him, he said, "Leave me alone. I got to make a free throw here." The game's a long way from being over.
Choking is being afraid of failure. I knew Larry wouldn't choke. He wasn't afraid of failure. He was going to step up there and he was going to shoot it with confidence, do his routine, and let it fly.
Got it. New York by 1.
In his Knicks career, Larry Johnson had made plenty of big shots, but none more significant than the iconic 4-point play that ultimately led to the Eastern Conference Championship.
These are the shots you pretend, but you don't really make these shots. You certainly don't make them in a playoff game of that magnitude. And LJ made it. And it was a great moment in its history.
Has there ever been a greater 4-point play?
Now, I've been at the Garden. Patrick Ewing made some big shots. Michael Jordan made some big shots. I have never heard the Garden react the way it reacted when Larry Johnson hit that 4-point shot. That was just an amazing sound and moment, I think, in Knicks playoff history.
Johnson fires, fouled in.